to save everyone some time, but it was said by the vice chair of the committee that there is no emergency. And I would urge everybody to wake up. If you don't think that our democracy is currently under attack, if you don't think that the president of the United States getting democracy advice from Vladimir Putin isn't an emergency and then bragging about it.
Welcome back to True Voice. I'm Andrew, and today we need to talk about something that Assemblymember Burman said. And let me tell you, it hit me hard. Let's watch.
On national TV, if you don't think that the president of the United States calling elections officials in Georgia and asking those Republican elections officials to find him 12,000 votes isn't an emergency, if you don't think that this president of the United States won't continue to attack our democracy over and over and over again if we let him isn't an emergency, you're not paying attention. And whether it's for your side or my side, doesn't matter. This is our democracy we're talking about. And the president of the United States has shown zero interest in democracy. He has shown only interest in power. And if California doesn't finally push back on these constant attempts to erode our societal norms, to erode our democracy, we won't have an America to fight for in the future. And we're there. I don't like to be hyperbolic. It's not really my style. But if you don't think that the fate of our democracy is at stake, when the president of the United States says that he's entitled to 5 Republican congressional districts, and unlike those Republican elections officials in Georgia who had a spine and a moral compass and said, no, Mr. President, that's wrong, and we are not going to do that. That doesn't exist in the Republican Party in 2025. The only answer from Republicans in 2025 is, yes, Mr. President, how can I jump higher? Yes, Mr. President, how can I bow lower at your feet? So there is no check. There is no check on this president of the United States, especially when he's got an absolutely compliant majority in the House and the Senate. And that's what he's trying to keep into perpetuity by rigging elections in Texas and other states. And that's what we're fighting back on in California. And we're going to put it to voters and give California voters the opportunity. Do you want to fight back on these power grabs by President Trump and Republicans in other states who then make decisions that destroy communities in California, that rip away Medi-Cal from 3.5 million Californians? And what do our 9 Republican Congress members do? Do they defend their constituents? No. When they know that hundreds of thousands of their constituents are going to lose health care, tens of thousands of their constituents are going to lose food stamps, free and reduced meals at lunch, a lot of the things that at school, a lot of the things that generations of Californians have been able to depend on. And those things are being taken away. And if that doesn't scare the hell out of you, I don't know what will. So the emergency is here. It's a 10 alarm fire. And that's what we're responding to and we need to respond to today. And to the point of the timing, I think the timing sucks. But when we broke for recess, Texans weren't talking about rigging their election for the next decade. Voters are going to have 74 days to review these maps. Voters, California voters, are going to get the chance to vote on these maps. And California voters will decide whether or not we enact these maps or not. I can't think of a more democratic process than that. I don't know why my Republican colleagues are so afraid of the voters of California. So let's put it to the voters in California. Let's give them an opportunity to decide, are they tired of President Trump attacking California over and over again? Are they tired of Republican Congress members in California constantly bowing down to the president instead of standing up for them? Or not? And that's the chance that they're going to get. And that's the beauty of this process. That's the beauty of the opportunity that they're going to have on November 4th. So I want to thank my colleague, the elections chair in the Senate, for bringing forward this bill. I want to thank my colleague, the elections chair of the Assembly, for joint authoring it. And I'm happy to support it. I'll move the bill. Second.
Burman stood up and called it exactly how it is. Our democracy is in a state of emergency. Not next year, not someday in the future, right now. And honestly, he's right. If you can watch Donald Trump brag about taking election advice from Vladimir Putin, or hear him pressuring Georgia officials to find 12,000 votes and still think there's no danger, then you're not paying attention. What we're seeing is a president and a Republican Party that no longer cares about democracy. They care about power. Full stop. And here's the truth. When Republicans fall in line and say, yes, Mr. President, instead of standing up for the Constitution, they're not serving the people. They're serving one man's ego. California is saying enough. This fight over voting maps isn't just some political chess move. It's about whether voters in California will push back against these coordinated Republican attempts to rig elections in states like Texas. Moves that directly affect us here by ripping health care for millions and cutting food support for families. And you know what? Burman is right again. If that doesn't scare the hell out of you, I don't know what will. We're talking about kids losing free school meals, families losing medical coverage, working people losing the bare minimum safety net they depend on. Now, Republicans want you to think this is about timing or about some bureaucratic process. But at the end of the day, California voters will have 74 days to review and decide. That's democracy. That's giving power back to the people. So why are Republicans so afraid of letting Californians choose? Because deep down, they know if the people truly have a voice, if we stand united and fight back, their rigged system doesn't stand chance. So let's be clear. This isn't just about maps. It's about defending the future of our democracy. And on True Voice, we'll never back down from saying that out loud. I'm Andrew. This is True Voice. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because together, we're not just watching history, we're shaping it.